coal companies want to blast mine Blair Mountain. But it's not simply to mine coal. They want to erase its history. So what is it about Blair Mountain that they don't want you to know about? Coal companies have a long history fighting unions and violently exploiting their workers. Early in the 20th century, working conditions were so bad that black miners who were former slaves said working for the coal company felt no different from slavery.
Just some slaves up here, man. They own our black ass.
And in 1921, poor white, black, and immigrant miners rallied together for better working conditions and revolted.
That was very scary to the powers that be in 1921. The idea that you had blacks and whites, on the same side arming themselves.
It was at Blair Mountain where 10,000 miners faced off against the coal company forces, exchanging over 1 million rounds of fire over the course of 4 days until the US government intervened on behalf of the coal companies. The Battle of Blair Mountain was and is still to this day the largest armed uprising in America since the Civil War.
It's the largest example of people challenging the power structure in West Virginia, standing up for themselves and standing up for their rights. And there are people who absolutely do not want that to be remembered.
So after historians spent years to finally make Blair Mountain a registered National Historic Site, coal companies managed to reverse the decision using underhanded, dishonest tactics. Coal company lawyers included the names of dead people in a list of objectors.
One person has been dead since 1983, and yet that individual objected to the listing of Blair Mountain.
In 2016, a federal judge found that the decision to remove Blair Mountain from the National Register of Historic Places was arbitrary and capricious in violation of federal law. But that hasn't stopped the coal companies from destroying the site.
And they were destroying very specific areas where there were archaeological sites.
And just for the record book, where that's disturbed there would have been where the defensive forces would have drugged their machine guns up the hill here. Why would you pay a mining company to go and mine 2,500 feet and they never took one lump of coal out of it? Not one.
They do not want this history being memorialized. They don't want a monument to the United Mine Workers of America. They don't want the coal companies looking bad in any way, shape, or form. And the easiest way to make sure that happens is to blow it up.
In 1921, the American working class lost the Battle of Blair Mountain to corporations. But today, there's a new Battle of Blair Mountain, and the fight's not over yet. The National Park Service will be making a final decision on whether to put Blair Mountain back on the National Register of Historic Places this month. They're accepting comments from the public until October 26th. Email them now. It's the only thing that will save Blair Mountain from strip mining, so tell the National Park Service to protect Blair Mountain.
They understood when a mine shaft collapses, it doesn't care what your ethnicity is or what your background is.
It's the most important labor history site in the United States. It's the most important historical site in West Virginia.
Why is this important? Because in 1921, coal miners decided to break the chain of indentured servitude, and they were willing to die for it to make a difference.